Disclaimer, I have no experience whatsoever working on any kind of CGI or VFX. I only watch YouTube videos about the topic because I'm really interested in it. Is the MCU CGI getting worse? Well, you can argue that it is. I'm here to tell you that it might not be what you think. And no, this isn't defending the amount of CGI that they use, but it is defending that the average CGI/VFX shot in the MCU isn't that bad. When you talk about the CGI of the MCU's Phase 4, the internet will feed you still frames or small clips of a certain scene. The ones you might recognize are these. Now, do these feel completely real? No. Do they feel a bit too fake? Sure. But I think I can explain a bit of the situation here. It should be noted that most of these are VFX shots, not CGI, so get your terms right, internet, I guess. The issue here is obviously the smoke. I'm guessing this is a reshoot that wasn't indoors, and of course the indoor lighting is never going to match the outdoor lighting that is supposed to be hitting her. And they tried to cover that up by putting the smoke in front of Elena, I guess. This is just speculation because I haven't seen an official breakdown of this particular scene, so do with that what you will. I would like to break down the Thor 4 scene, but I haven't seen the movie and I refuse to dissect this scene based off a blurry image of the screen. I might do it when I review the movie, if I review the movie. So subscribe to see if I review the movie, I don't know. For this case, I think I have a bit more of an understanding of what's going on. Close your eyes, if you will, and imagine the face of a realistic, tall green woman with larger than normal features that still looks like a human. I bet you can't without looking at least a bit unnatural. What we have here is a common case of the uncanny valley. She isn't as normal and natural as an actual human being, but she is realistic enough that you don't see her as some sort of cartoon. So obviously she is going to look a bit weird. With Hope, it's different because he doesn't need to look like an actual human being. He is technically some type of monster. He can have stubble on his face, he can have wrinkles around his forehead, which gives him a much more detail and makes him look realistic. Now, does this explain everything that's bad with She-Hulk's VFX? No. But if you look at the actual She-Hulk model, the VFX model, she actually looks good. Her face has all the details that it needs. It looks good. Her body looks good. It could have a bit more muscle though. What I would say is off is the animation, which is pretty reasonable because animating what is supposed to be a human body is actually hard from what I understand, because even if you have the slightest imperfection, if it's a bit too bouncy, if it's a bit too stiff, it will very easily and very quickly fall in the uncanny valley as well. After all of that, does this mean that these CGI scenes aren't good? No. Apart from the She-Hulk's VFX, the other two cases are objectively awful, and I'm pretty sure that there's more scenes just like this. But those aren't all of the MCU's CGI and VFX scenes either. What I'm saying is that for every bad looking smoke in front of Yelena Belova, we get 5 Tiamat in the ocean. For every awful looking floating head, we get 5 of whatever this is, but it looks cool and looks good. And heck, most people overlook good VFX shots just because there isn't much happening in them. So yeah, I don't think that the MCU CGI has a major problem. It might have a VFX issue, but a little one. Of course, the treatment that the people making these shots get probably isn't that great. And for that, I think that the work should be more appreciated and not that easily overlooked just because they made relatively few bad VFX shots.